Is this thing on? Hey, Demonio Joe here. Just a quick history of my life and where I stand now. I used to work at a Fortune 500 company, factory. I worked in a paper mill. I won't mention the name because I really did not like that job. I worked there for about 25 years, and then my mom and dad got sick, and I ended up caregiving for them for about, I'd say about 15 years. And basically, not to be vivid, but I watched them deteriorate until their deaths. It's pretty hard on me, and working that company job was pretty hard too. Really stressed me out. And during that time, I would take out my stress by doing drugs and exercising, actually, yeah. And I used to mountain bike a lot. It's about 15 years ago. And then one day, I just said, fuck my job. I had enough money in my profit sharing to buy the house I lived in. It was my parents' house. But we took out a loan, and basically that loan just got out of hand. And it, like, almost tripled. So I took my retirement fund after I quit my job. I said, fuck it. I quit 5 years before I actually could retire from the company. But my body and my mind could not take it anymore. So I quit my job. I lost half of my profit sharing, which was a lot. But what was left over, I bought the house. Or I paid off the loan, which tripled. And trust me, it was a lot. 6 digits. But one day I walked in the bank with, well, let's just say over $100,000, like over. And I just said, yeah, I want to pay off my house. Basically, I bought the house back. So shortly after that, my mom and I went to go see our lawyer. And he didn't want the house in my name because I guess he thought I was just trying to be greedy and take the house away from, you know, my parents and stuff. But what he didn't know is that I paid off this humongous loan. And yeah, I basically saved our asses from losing the house. Then he changed his mind, and then the house was put in my name. So here I am, I'm jobless, but you know, I have some money left to get by. So a month after I quit my job, I went into Ventura Bike Depot, and I was talking to my friends there, mainly Jim, the manager, and he wouldn't know about my stress at my job because I'd go in there on weekends and bitch about my job and then go out mountain bike riding. Well, I told him that I may take a year or two off and then maybe find a part-time job. And they needed someone at that job, at that store, so he goes, apply here, you can work part-time here at a bicycle shop. If you know me, I build bicycles like crazy. Bicycles are my addiction, just like the drugs. So, in short, I got a part-time job there, and now it's been about 5 years since I got that job, and I've worked there on and off. During that time, the stress got worse, only because my parents got worse regarding their health, to where about a year and a half later, after I stopped working at the factory job, I got 2 strokes. The first one almost took me out. Luckily, I was awake for it. That's a whole nother story. And then I was in the hospital for about 2 weeks, and the day I got out of the hospital, I got another stroke. So I had to go back in the hospital for another week. Then I got out, and shortly after that, my dad passed. And that really messed me up. And my mom was super sick as well. So I'm sitting there, had my strokes, depressed. Then my mom started getting worse, and I wasn't taking care of myself, even after my strokes. I was at first, and then I just got depressed again because my mom was getting sick. And for a while there, I was clean. I stopped doing the drinking, and basically at that time I was smoking a lot of weed and dabbing and drinking a lot. But then I got clean for about 3 months, and then my mom started really going downhill. It got to the point where she was in so much pain, me and my nephew had to sign this thing to where it's like we just want her to be comfortable. So basically, when you say that, and she was in an old folks' home, when you say we want her to be comfortable with so much pain that she was going through, you're signing this thing saying for the doctors to give her harder drugs. And in short, she became a fucking junkie. She was on Percocets for a while, then morphine, then fentanyl. And then she passed. And by the time she passed, I gained so much weight. I was smoking so much. I was just like, fuck. And when she passed, I didn't even cry or anything. I was pretty numb from all that other bullshit. And so after that, I started like eating a lot as well, besides the smoking and the drinking. And then about, I would say, a year ago, I became clean again. But that only lasted for a few months, and then I went back down in my depression until about 4 months ago, where I almost died again. I'm not going to mention how I did it, but let's just say I suffocated to where I smoked so much, it's like asthmatic symptoms came upon me, and I could not fucking breathe. I was in my driveway thinking, man, should I call 911 because I can't breathe? And this was in December of 2018, or November, the end of November. When that happened, I said, fuck it, I'm cleaning up, forget it, I'm done. I didn't need to go to therapy or no AA or any fucking rehab. I just quit like I did the other drugs. I used to do a lot of cocaine and meth. I quit. I just stopped. I lost the desire for drinking or smoking weed. And it's been 4 months since, and I feel great. But I turned all those addictions into food. I like eating food. So now I'm just trying to work on the food thing, and I've been hitting the gym, and I've picked up mountain biking again. But man, goddamn, I lost all my skills mountain bike riding, and it's like starting over again. You know, my lungs are still messed up, but, you know, hopefully they're healing. And I am just so out of fucking shape. But I go out and I work out and I mountain bike ride. I've been doing this for the past 4 months. I feel a lot better, but I can do better. So I'm working on my diet now. And this is where I am today. And that's the short story of, yeah, my past, my life. And here I am making YouTube videos because actually the first, I was on YouTube looking at mountain bike videos again since I started mountain biking. And the first dude I saw was BKXC, Brian. And I didn't know about the YouTube mountain biking community. I didn't know anything about that. So I started watching Brian. I'm like, wow, this dude is traveling and he's making YouTube videos and he's going mountain bike riding. He's having fun and people are like paying him. Now, look, I'm not making these mountain bike videos to try to get on Patreon and get people to pay me. That would be nice. But I'm pretty much set. I have a house. I bought this house. I have a roommate, a tenant. Then that supplies me with money. If I wanted to, I could hop in my car, do the same thing these other YouTubers are doing by living in their vans and go mountain bike riding. I just rent out my house and use that money to support me. But I'm doing it for fun because, oh, I remember when I used to go mountain bike riding. It was just the best. I used to get high, though. You know, I would climb a hill, smoke some massive bowls, and then bomb it, and it was fun. But now I'm doing everything like sober, and I'm not preaching sobriety, whatever about all that shit. I'm just don't have the desire to drink or smoke anymore. And you know, one day maybe I'll take a toke or maybe have a drink. Well, actually, the other day I had a beer because I was at the beach. It was beautiful. I was on a bike ride. You know what? I think I'll have a beer. And I only had one beer. And now, if you knew me, I couldn't just have one beer. I'd have to have at least a 6-pack or a 40 or 2. But this beer lasted me 2 hours, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it the way you're supposed to. Not just to get fucked up, but just, you know. And after that beer, I had no desire for any more beer. The next day, I didn't want to drink, and today, I don't feel like drinking or anything. So I think all that, you know, addiction to these vices are done. Finally. It took fucking 54 years. That's how old I am, by the way. So now, you know, I'm just working on my bike riding. And, oh, back to the YouTube videos. And I'm making videos like BKXC, single track samplers, sets, bike hacks, BC, POV, and Yuka, the Van Girl. Who else? Damn, there's all kinds of Biker One, I guess they call him. Lone Ranger, the Outsider. But through BKXC, I got to know the YouTube mountain bike people out there. And so now I'm doing it. And I'm doing it, I guess you call it half-ass. But, you know, I'm doing it for fun. And if this channel happens to blow up, oh, that would be awesome. But if not, it's still awesome because I'm doing what I want now. I work 2 part-time jobs. I work at bicycle, I'm a bicycle mechanic / retail. I work at Ventura Bike Depot and Momentum Ride Shop, which is also a surf and skate shop. So, and I'm the head mechanic at Momentum. At Ventura Bike Depot, I'm at the bottom of the totem pole there because they got great mechanics that work there. My managers are Jim and Seth, and those 2 dudes are fucking way cool. And then there's Joey, the other mechanic, but I think he's about to quit and do some and be a tour guide, a kayaking tour guide somewhere in Colorado or something. Anyway, so that's where I am today. And yeah, subscribe to my channel, comment, like, all that good stuff. I'm also on Instagram under Del Cruncho, and I'm on Facebook under Demonio Joe. Demonio Joe is my nickname. I'll give you the story of how I got that name another time. All right, that's it, and thanks for letting me share, and I'll see you out on the trails. Peace.